Weili, something about her was interesting. When you say robot, she was like a robot. She didn't know why she fought until we got her with Mindset Mike.
Now she has a purpose.
Now she has a purpose. She has a why, and now you see her smiling. You see her telling Joanna, "You're beautiful" at the weigh-ins. She was fighting because that's what she was told to do. That's what.
Well,
she
if
thought
you
she had
ask
to do.
Stan, right, I mean, Joanna is beautiful though.
Oh, for sure. What's going on, Menace?
Yo, what up, Stan the man?
How are you today?
Pretty good, not bad. Did you see have you been paying attention to the stock market?
Absolutely.
This is a pretty wild time right now. I just wish I had more money so I could buy more stocks this low.
It's been wild times for a very long time.
Well, since somebody became president.
What, did you just get like an update that told you about Bitcoin?
Yeah, so Bitcoin dropped crazy, right? It was around like 35. I bought it at 32, right? I was like, all right, I'm going to throw $500 at this thing. It's at 32. It'll bounce back up to 70, and I'll just double my money. Sick. I buy it at 32. Later that day, it goes down to like 30. I'm like, what? Okay. It's at $21,000 right now.
So my concern with Bitcoin, how everyone's like, oh no, it's unregulated. It's unregulated. What? We just saw what they did with fucking COVID and that whole business and how they could, do whatever they want pretty much. What company makes the most popular iPhone or the most popular phone is an iPhone, right? Everyone has iPhones. You're telling me they don't have complete control over us with these phones and with the technology and with everything? I would imagine there are some big shots that have big money in Bitcoin that's not going to just be nothing. You know what I mean? What do you mean, big shots? What big shots?
Bro. Big shots.
Outside of the government? I don't think does Nancy Pelosi have Bitcoin? Oh my God, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to bleep some of these things that I'm saying out too. So we got censored for posting a fact about Nancy Pelosi's husband. Like, I got a strike on Instagram because I shared about her husband getting a DUI and getting away with it. Like, the charges being dropped.
Wow.
And it's a true thing. Like, you can check it out. It's a true thing. We'll see long term, no charges or anything's going to come of it, but yeah.
Now, did you get a check on Twitter for posting the same thing?
I didn't post the same thing there. I just posted it on Instagram.
Why wouldn't you post it on Twitter?
Because what do you mean? Why would I post it on Twitter? I just shared.
Because you could put whatever you want on Twitter now and it will stick.
I don't think you can. And that whole thing is a whole thing too. Elon, I told you, Elon just did that for the clout.
Did he actually buy it or he just...
I told you, Elon was just buying. When you asked me what's the deal with Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, I told you, Elon Musk is involved. Elon Musk is the third guy. He was hooking up with Amber Heard, and the whole time Amber Heard's probably talking about this guy Johnny, and oh, Johnny used to eat those cookies, and oh, Johnny used to smoke like that, like, oh, you smoked weed on Joe Rogan? Johnny smokes weed. Like, she probably wouldn't shut the fuck up about Johnny Depp, that Elon Musk was like, oh, they're in the news right now, what could I do that's bigger? Buying Twitter.
But did he buy it?
Now the trial's over, and Elon was just talking the other day. He put out a few things like, oh, I'll stop the sale unless this happens. Oh, I'll stop the sale if this is the case. Oh, I'll stop the sale. Now he found something that he can put out there like, oh, I'll stop the sale unless you give me this. And they're not giving it to him. So the sale is going to be stopped, most likely.
Do you know what he wants?
For bot information. He's saying that he wants Twitter's bot information. So...
yeah, but can't he buy a majority and be like, I want it. I own this thing.
Amber Heard and Johnny Depp is done. It's out of the news.
I feel like this saddens you.
What saddens me?
That it's done.
No.
You were getting a real kick out of this.
A little kick.
You loved the whole thing.
Loved
you were sending me videos on like the daily, like, yo, look what she said.
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it very much because it would be in the courtroom like that. Imagine, have you ever had a bad breakup? Or a bad fight with a girlfriend?
Sure.
Where you said fucked up shit.
Right.
Even if it was like, you fucking bitch, or you stupid whore, you know what I mean? Or you know what you are, and you come up with like some funny wordplay. And
For sure.
I love to laugh about, it was literally that. Like I told you, I would send you the things, like the one thing. And then, have you ever been in court ever? Or seen even court proceedings where it's like a situation where, no one's been in that situation most likely. But they have pages of the text messages and her lawyer reads out what he said and then goes, can you repeat that? Can you repeat online, whatever, what you said right there? And Johnny Depp would go, you want me to read this? And they'd be like, and he'd be like, yeah. And then he'd be like, is the slippery whore that I used to give my jizz still there? And he'd be like, can you read that one more time? And the whole courtroom would like gasp. And the judge would be like, you don't need to read it again, Or there were other times where he would read whatever it was twice, you know what I mean? And it was just things like that. Like, I can't, like I'm gonna fuck her dead corpse, and just stupid shit like that,
But listen, if we're being honest, so right, he lost the Pirates of the Caribbean, the Disney gig. Johnny Depp's still chilling, right?
Yeah.
There's so many producers that like, yo, Johnny Depp would be perfect for, you know what I mean? Like, right?
What do you mean? 100%.
Yeah, I would like, a lot of people are saying like, because he was suing her for like fucking up his career, right?
That's a big
slander.
That's a big bag, though.
You know what? Really, the fact that this got like, yo, you could watch it any second, anytime, anywhere, but that rich dude trial,
Ghislaine,
can't see shit.
Yeah, they gave us nothing.
Yo, people were hype on that. Like, yo, can't wait to see this one.
Well, that's also part of it too. That's why
like I was saying, when you have a ton of money, certain things go your way, dude. So like if some dude's got some big money in Bitcoin gotta bounce back.
Yes, but like I said, does NP, won't even say her name because apparently they'll flag us, does she have money in Bitcoin? Because if she don't have money in Bitcoin, then I don't have a good faith in like the long standing of Bitcoin. If the government, the U.S. government is not behind Bitcoin, and that's unfortunate because we're like,
Bitcoin, it might become if a country signs on to it.
Everyone who says that, like, oh, that's what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin's, it unregulated. Maybe it is short term or just less than a bank.
You know what? Maybe we save this conversation a little bit for either Jesse Jansen or our homie, the Funk.
Who's the Funk? Ben Askren?
Ben Askren. Big crypto guys.
Oh, for sure. But even right now,
dude, how you doing? Like,
well, even that.
They're like this. Like, I'm just putting all my money in.
That you were like, let's open this episode up talking about Bitcoin. We should be like, oh, UFC 275, amazing.
Sorry, it's what we were talking about before we went live.
Yeah,
there's some good stuff in there.
It's dropping though. The economy, everything, it's fucked. But that's also why I think. I mean, I don't know what the explanation would be of why Bitcoin's dropping, but.
The whole economy. I think it's in tandem. Is that the word?
I guess. I don't see good long-term anything.
Okay.
Testing.
We're already live, big dog. We rolling.
Let's roll.
We are rolling.
What's going on, Coach?
What's going on?
How are you, brother?
Man, it was a great weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
2-0, right? Or what, 3-0, 4-0? How many guys do you have on that card?
We worked with Weili and Jiri. So Weili in the last camp, we didn't get to work with her in this camp. She was planning on coming out, but then when the fight got put in Singapore, it was about 8 weeks out. And have you ever been to Singapore? Man, it takes about 2 weeks to recover from that.
Yes.
From the jet lag trip, and it would have been, it just didn't make sense. So they went to Thailand and a great gym there as well. They
were with the Hickman Brothers, right?
The Hickman Brothers, right.
Yeah, I wrestled with George in college.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I've met George a long time ago in North Carolina.
Yes.
I'm sorry, in Georgia, but I know he's from North Carolina.
Yes.
About 2011, right before I started coming to Brazil, I met him with Juan Jucao. So,
but
how's everything going?
Eric Albarracin, welcome back to the show. It's good to see you, Coach. All the way in Brazil. What are you doing there? You've been there for a minute, no?
Man, we're training Leandro Ego. Leandro Alter Ego's got a huge fight. He's in the Grand Prix Bellator tournament. $1 million on the line. He's got to get through the Italian gangster first, Danny Sabatello. So, we've been down here putting a camp together for him. Brought in Boris, the virus sensation. If you guys seen that guillotine defense where he does a backflip to get out. I know it was a viral video. He's in a guillotine, he turns and he does a backflip to get out. But anyway, they brought him down here as a 2016 Olympian, and Boris, he's right here. What's up? Boris, the Barbarian Bulgarian, 2016 Olympian wrestler.
But even what's going on? Is Brazilians not able to travel here right now, or why is Leandro not at fight ready? Why are you in Brazil?
I've been coming to Brazil for 11 years.
Okay.
So that, it's always been fight ready, and the Pitbull Brothers for me. It was the Pitbull Brothers, and it was Brazil before it was fight ready.
Okay, so you're just on the road doing the same thing, just taking it on the road for right now.
I've been on the road for 11 years. I've been chasing greatness, baby.
Wouldn't change
it. Your body won't let you sleep until you succeed. And I got goals as a coach. I want 10 world titles, and one in every weight class. That's the goal. I already got 25, 35, 45, 55. Now we got a piece of 205. Weili gets that title shot again against Carla. That'll be another one.
I feel like she's a robot, dude. Weili.
Who's that?
Weili. I'm like, dude, she's like a legit machine, I feel.
I'll tell you what, when I trained her, wow. When we trained her at Fight Ready, she was the best athlete we've ever worked with, male or female. It was amazing.
Like, the six-pack she has is like, because women naturally have more body fat. It's just genetics. It's just how they're made. She is fucking like the leanest chick I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah, she gets she's got good genes, I can tell you that. She's strong, and the biggest thing with her is she learns. She's like a sponge. You teach her who she's doing.
Because in my head, like, I could totally be wrong. Or Russia, like, when you're born, like, you will be a soccer player, you will be a gymnast, you will, like, I feel like when she was born, like, you're gonna be a fighter.
Well, I think she started, I want to say kung fu at a young age, 5 or 6. Then she got into Sanda, and I think she stopped Sanda at a certain age, and she was doing all kinds of odd jobs. And then she met Kai, who's her head coach, and he thought that she would do good in MMA, and he invested everything into her, and he was right. I think she's about to make history and become champ again.
Yeah, that's a tough fight for Carla.
Yeah, it is, because she's a good wrestler, and the fact that she lost because of 2 takedowns against Rose, in that 4th and 5th round, I just made it even make her want to evolve even more. It's something about these athletes from countries of being the first. Like, it's not about wins or losses. It's about, they have a whole country behind them, and stuff like what she does and what Jiri did. That can inspire an entire nation. The way he won in that fight, the way she won, the way she became the first UFC champion from China, the way Jiri just did it, the way he did it, that inspires generations. And that's kind of what I'm attracted to is, people that are trying to make history, because I'm trying to make history. It's about legacy. And I'm trying to conquer something that's never been conquered. So I always liked Henry, greatest combat athlete of all time, Patricio Pitbull, the Bellator GOAT, his brother, but now we're the first brothers in history, Patricio and Patricky, to be the first ever brothers to simultaneously have world titles at the same time. These are the things we're chasing. In the beginning, it was I just wanted a world title, but now it's about making history. And what intrigues me more is these people from other countries that can inspire a whole nation behind them. Boris is from Bulgaria over here. Mark Madsen's from Denmark. I have the Sultan of Swat from Iran. So there's some Indians that are going to come train with us. And that kind of that inspiration, the never quit attitude it hits harder for them. Look at
when you get these guys from other countries, they usually have a strong wrestling background, and you're getting guys that I want that wrestling background. So that's where they come to you, right? Wouldn't you say?
Ideally, but Jiri did it. Jiri came to us because he didn't have any wrestling.
Right. No. What I'm saying is,
didn't have any wrestling.
Wrestlers come to you because, listen, we are on the same field here. Teach me everything else. And then people that have it all figured out, minus they can use work on the wrestling, come to you like, yo, this is the last little tweak I need for my end game.
And to tell you the truth, most of everybody just needs the wrestling. Especially the guys that have already been champions, like Figueiredo. He came to us. He just needed some strategy and a better mindset. We put him in with a mindset Mike. Same with Weili. We used mindset Mike. Weili, something about her was interesting. When you say robot, she was like a robot. She didn't know why she fought until we got her with mindset Mike.
Now she has a purpose.
Now she has a purpose. She has a why, and now you see her smiling. You see her telling Joanna, "You're beautiful" at the weigh-ins. She was fighting because that's what she was told to do. That's what.
Well, if you ask Stan, right, Joanna is beautiful, though.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think she's Beauty and the Beast, all mixed in one. The boogie.
You know what's wild? When she first came to UFC, she looked like Skeletor, just like, and it was like, ugh. And then she became champion. She became fucking gorgeous. Like, what the hell?
Well, no, her when she's cutting weight, that's how she looks. She looks like Skeletor when she's cutting weight. But one thing you said that me and Menace actually were talking about earlier today is the country. That video, you saw that video of Jiri coming home to the Czech Republic and a fucking parade.
Love it. This is the why. This is the why. Why
he definitely got some tail after that shit, right?
When people are doing it for money, it's something you can't control. You are a wrestler, state titles and All-American status, going to the Olympics.
Right. There's no money in it.
You can't even accept money. If you accept money, you're banned. You're suspended. So it was never about money, and that's what made wrestlers great. try to get a Brazilian to wrestle. They're like, how much they paying you? I'm like, you got to pay to wrestle.
Yeah, and I've said it like, time and time again. One of the reasons why I retired is because those losses, when I got those 3 split decisions in a row, it just took me so far away from title contention. And I was like, dude, I'm going to run out of gas before the 2 years it's going to take me to even get in the discussion again.
Hey, you know what? I know what that's about. Triple C knows what that's about. That's why he, when he fought Demetrius Johnson, I think he made 40-40 for the title. And he knew if he didn't, they were like, well, if you don't accept this fight, we'll give it to Benavidez. And then after Benavidez came Pettis, and after Pettis came someone else. And he would have waited about 2 years to get the fight. And then he said, you know what? It's not about money. It's about my legacy. And I'm going to take this fight now. And he did, and the rest is history. You know, he became Triple C, and hopefully this year he's going to come C4.
Oh, yeah. The thing, I say it all the time to Menace, the thing with Henry, like, almost breaks my heart as a fan. Give him Conor McGregor. Give him Volkanovski. I want to see this shit. Can this guy become a 3-weight world champion, he is the most decorated combat sports athlete on paper. Let him add to it. You know what I mean? Like, let him get another accolade, or Volkanovski gets a win against a credible opponent, or Conor McGregor gets a good comeback fight.
Eric, what is the UFC doesn't want to pay him what he's worth?
When he retired, I think that was part of it, but it was more like I mentioned wrestlers before, like, you win an NCAA title, if you're not going to the Olympics, you retire and you use all the characteristics and everything you built and determination to become a champion in wrestling. You transfer that, you transition that into your next career. He did everything he set out to do. I remember when he was a sophomore in high school, we wrote down on a piece of paper and we had it up on the door. You know, he had Olympic champion, he had UFC champion, he had being a father. At that point, he had done the first 2, and being a father was something he hadn't done yet. And he had been number 1 with a bullseye on his back since he was 11, 12 years old. He needed a break. They're not going to pay him to stay. You use all the knowledge and all the hype that you got from being the greatest combat athlete all the time, and start a podcast, go on, with Mike Tyson, do Triple C in the Schmo, get into real estate, use what you got from MMA and wrestling to become successful, and on the other side of business. And that's what he did. But I always thought, man, he's got a lottery ticket in his pocket. And when that baby America comes, America the Beautiful, he's going to think, man, I got a lottery ticket. It might be time to cash this in before one of these numbers disappear. And I think the 2 years it's been 2 years, and I think he's got that itch again. So he put himself back in the he's always had the itch if they would have gave him what he's worth. I mean, like you said, why not give him what he's worth? He's the greatest combat athlete of all time on paper, the only Olympic and 2-time division champ. I mean, give him what the guy's worth. Let's put him up against the Conor McGregors.
What's that number? What's that number that he wants?
Man, I couldn't tell you. I know it's. I would have to say in the range of between 1 and 2, somewhere in there.
No,
1 and 2 million.
They were giving Ronda 3.
Exactly.
Bro, they're disrespecting Henry. But here's I've talked to you a bit about it, and I spoke to Ali about it. The cringe, you put out this character, and it's like, oh, I like what he's doing. Oh, it annoys me. I think he annoyed Dana White and, like, Hunter. Like, how, like, you want engagement from fans, whether they like you or they hate what you're doing. They kind of didn't like what he was doing. They didn't like the cringe, and then he was like, peace out, I'm out. So they were like, all right. We're not almost like we're not giving in to you. We're not meeting your demands. You could say what you want. That's why every time they were like, Dana, what's up with Henry Cejudo, Henry Cejudo's retired. Immediately would shoot it down.
But it's constantly trying to get Khabib to come back. Maybe.
Well, you know what? I can tell you this. I didn't know he was going to retire in the cage. So if I didn't know, I was surprised. Imagine
Dana's, yeah.
Dana White, so I think it's related to that. I could be wrong, but I think it's related to doing it in the cage. You know, I know Henry's, to tell you the truth, Henry, ever since I've known him, it was always something. It was going to be short. It was going to be 10. I'm getting 10 fights and I'm done. It was always to conquer something that's never been conquered and then move on to the next. So the fact that he got way more than 10 fights and he, won 2 weight classes and beat the greatest,
So the only thing that makes sense to him right now is a third title at a different weight. That's.
Yeah, I think there's a grudge there. Maybe they're mad at him retiring in the cage with no notice. But they can it's about time to get over that. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Something
weird happened. Yeah, something they got crossed up in their signals or something. That's kind of how.
I'm not Henry Cejudo, but they were just like, really? Oh, had no idea. This. Again,
well,
I'm not Henry.
I can tell you that I can tell you they thought it was about money. And like I said, he didn't retire and like, oh, bring me back in money. I think that was the immediate reaction. And I think that's what kind of, oh, you think you can trick us into doing that? You know what I'm saying? But, I'm telling you, it was not that.
So if they give Henry Volkanovski $2 million, he's signing tomorrow.
If they do that, the day after the fight, you'll be calling Henry Cejudo C4.
Yeah.
And that's it. Heck yeah, you will.
Yeah.
If I know Henry, I think yes.
When I spoke to Ali said the meeting with the UFC went well, so we're definitely going to see Henry back in a big fight before the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to be Aljamain or could be Volkanovski, but
I think for some reason they won't. The 145 pound, they want him to get some fights in. So why not? Why not take out Aljamain Sterling? Why not go back there?
But sometimes they want the guy to have fights at that weight class that he's going for the
belt. But another coming back and getting that title again should put him right in the mix. And
for sure,
Triple C ain't fighting for nothing. Ain't fighting for anything but gold. That's it.
So from talking about
just GSP didn't come back and fight for a warm-up fight after 6-7 years or however long it was.
So from one of the best to ever do it in Henry Cejudo to another one of the GOATs, you had Jon Jones under your guys' watchful eye as well recently. What was going on there? Is he going to be coming back to fight ready, or was he just stopping in for that one time?
No, he came more than once. And from what I understand, he'll be coming back. He loved it out there. 10 years, anywhere you say 10 years, kind of like you can say you need a break from something. Break and
for sure.
Expand.
Something different.
Open your mind. So I think that's what we gave them. Those guys are great down there. They obviously, helped build the greatest pound for pound fighter in Jon Jones. So I just think we added another wrinkle to him and just, I could tell that he hadn't wrestled in a long time. I know that much. So we brought in some of the best wrestlers. We brought in Zahid Valencia.
Oh, wow. What's Zahid walk around at? 2 and change?
He fights at 185, so he's about 205, I would say.
Okay.
And then we had Jaden Cox.
Yeah. Oh, I did see it. I did see. Jon Jones was pretty humbled working with Cox.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't come take off that many years of wrestling and then go against an active world champion. It's like, I mean, that's what I always think.
Made him look like he didn't know how to wrestle, huh?
Exactly. I mean, you don't even got to be an active world champion. Tyrone Woodley versus Jake Paul. You just got to train, one sport the whole time, and you take off 6 months of wrestling, you step back on the mat against someone active, it's going to be it's tough to come back.
Only technique-wise, cardio-wise, right? In my head, there's different types of cardio. There's like running cardio, swimming cardio, like striking cardio, and then there's wrestling cardio.
And so
you could be amazing at one, and it doesn't carry over.
Where you just stacked all of those, for me, I've done all of those. Wrestling cardio is the hardest, like the best one to have. The hardest one, the one that when you're in wrestling shape, your body's the most well-conditioned to go do anything.
Well, the thing is about wrestling cardio is if you take a break, the other guy is going to... unless you melt that guy. That's the only way you can get a break is if you melt your opponent.
True. I remember I was in basic training in the military. And, in basic training, you're running every freaking day, 4:30 in the morning, PT. And after basic training, I came back to Fort Carson in Colorado Springs, and I entered a wrestling tournament. And here I am. I broke all the records for the 2-mile run for my battalion. I'm in the greatest shape, running shape, I thought. Didn't wrestle. Entered a wrestling tournament. I lasted like 2 minutes before I was, having a heart attack. So, of course, it was in Colorado Springs at elevation. But either way, man, you're right. There's no other shape than you could be in the marathon shape, and you're still not in wrestling shape.
And I've been in awesome wrestling shape and then tried swimming too. And it's like, yo.
Yeah. It's all comfort zone.
Right.
It's all what's in your comfort zone. Even if, a wrestler does boxing, his arms get tired, if he's just starting out.
Yep.
Oh, for sure. And then the same way like military training is that high level of a wrestler, that high level of wrestling training, you're calloused, as Menace always says, to just you can go. You can always go. You always have cardio, you always have that go in you in just every aspect of life. But we'll let you get out of here, Coach. But before we let you go, we know you're in Brazil. What are you hanging out with Paulo Costa over there?
Paulo's I think he's in Florianopolis. So no, I'm hanging out with the Pitbull Brothers. Leandro Pitbull, he's fighting June 24th. And then, Patricky Pitbull, he's defending his title. So I actually got 3 fighters on June 24th fighting. And then July 22nd, Patricky's defending his title. So I've been down here for a minute. I haven't been able to get to Figueiredo or Paulo. I've been inviting them here because I can only, be one place at the same time. So, right. The plan, I wish I went to Singapore. I was so close to going. And then Sabatello started talking shit on Leandro. And I was like, man, I can't leave. I got to get Leandro ready. We got to train the wrestling. And so, we've been training Leandro to whip Danny Sabatello. The guy's one of the best trash talkers in the game right now. And he kind of motivated me not to go. And I was like, you know what? I had been sending videos and speaking with them from Brazil, and they were training in Thailand. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay here and do their whole camp here in Brazil. And, trust that those guys are going to go out there and do their job. And they did exactly that. Zhang Weili stamped another shot at a world title. And Jiri became, the first Czech in UFC history to win it all. So, Czechoslovakia, my bad. And, worldwide now, we're trying to get Ukrainians. I've invited some Ukrainians here to Brazil. Those guys are tough.
Dudes are tough.
Man, they are. And you know what? They're going through a crisis right now. I can imagine what they're going through. I was in Ukraine actually last year watching Victoria Anthony wrestle in the tournament, made a lot of friends out there. And, they're going through that horrible situation right now. And I've already invited some of them to train in any way we can help them out. They can't get to the U.S. Brazil's no visa for them. They're welcome to come here and train. And I've been, planning on bringing some Ukrainians out here to train and, and help them out. They're valiant and they're brave, but that doesn't mean they're not worthy of our support.
Oh, for sure. And Coach, we love having you as always. We back up podcasting now, so I'll be in touch. We'll get you on again soon. We'll make this a recurring thing like we always plan.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, and Stan, you look like you lost some weight.
Oh, for sure. I dropped like 40 pounds. Yeah, I'm on my way.
Dang, I was going to say. Okay. Good job. Keep it up.
Menace 2 is back on his grind, trying to get back in shape.
Let's go. 145, baby.
Wow. Long gone.
All right, Coach. Thank you again. Safe travels. Safe travels.
Ciao.
Hang up on us, Coach. Yeah, I like how we salute people. See ya.
You like how
Is
what?
Chris Quick still on the line?
Yeah, you like how we what?
We were like, see ya. Salute. But he's Captain America, right?
Yeah, he was a captain in the Army, so.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. We'll go real quick. We'll go Joanna retiring.
Oof.
Oof. You know.
Do you think anyone saw that coming?
We'd have to ask her team, but what was tough for me about it was just, did she have it planned? And just, it wasn't a good night at all for her,
Yeah.
Like
if it went to like a split decision, like, all right.
Yeah, like it wasn't good in the first round.
Got like almost flatline essentially. What, second round? Third round?
Yeah.
Which is tough.
And then,
but I think a lot of fighters, right, when and I've heard it talked about before, like when retirement's on the horizon, and that's why some fighters don't announce it, because if someone's kind of thinking about retiring, like, oh, this dude isn't fully in it. It's like a mental.
It was one of those, as soon as the fight ended, she started taking her gloves off. As soon as she got up, she started taking her gloves off. And I was like...
Which is tough, because, if it wasn't already planned, you're, like, emotional in a loss. Oh, I'm just kidding. 2 weeks later, I was just kidding. I just was upset.
Maybe she had in her head, if I lose one more time, or if I ever get knocked out...
Well, the thing is, right, she can't win the title at 25. She essentially can't win the title at 15. So what am I doing here?
Yeah, she's
one of those. I feel.
Oh, 100%. Losing that fight, she's stuck at number 3. Oh, you know who I wanted to ask Eric Albarracin about? I wanted to ask about Tracy Cortez.
Oh,
because I love Tracy Cortez. He's been there for a minute. I've been talking to him back and forth on Instagram, and he's been there.
I was going to go there so traveling a lot, what's the girl scene for you?
I don't know what he did. I don't know if he has a lady or if he's married. I don't think I've ever asked him that. I don't think he has kids.
You got to go there next time with him. I was about to. I was like,
Yeah.
He might not think we're, I don't know. Or love it.
He fucking loves us. What do you mean? He's like our boy, like Lombard's our boy.
Yeah.
100%. If we ever went to Arizona when he's there, or if we went to Brazil right now.
Yeah, but me and you are delinquents. What do you mean you guys are going to bed and training again tomorrow? We're trying to we want to step out.
Oh, yeah. Nah, we partied with him, remember?
Yeah, but that's after a victory.
Okay. So he's like...
That's in my head, that's probably the extent of it.
What the fuck did you guys win today? We went training, the food was good at dinner, we're fucking celebrating, we're going out.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
We're celebrating being here. But UFC, 275 was a good card. And it was good seeing you, man.
Somebody in my college wrestling group said it, and I was like, wow. I think I agree with that. Is 205 the weakest weight class?
What did they say?
205 is the weakest weight class in the UFC.
I saw a lot of people saying that Glover and Jiri both had off nights. I disagree with that. I think Jiri was Jiri and Glover was Glover. The Glover that we've seen the last... How are they... I think DC or Anthony Smith definitely said it. A couple people said it. How did Glover have an off night? He looked identical to how he looked in the last like 4 fights.
Right.
And then Anthony Smith actually said something like, oh no, the Glover that I fought, like when he got my back and got on top of me, I couldn't get up. And I was like, your statement pretty much just said Jiri's better than me on the ground somehow. You know? Like he wrote like, I'm a high level jiu-jitsu guy and I couldn't, you know, get Glover off of me. Jiri has freakish strength. Jiri was able to you know?
Yeah, that dude looks like he's fucking weirdly like wiry, retarded straight. You know what I mean? Like
Glover had him mounted and was beating his face in at times. And,
that.
And he was able to absorb it or scramble out. You know what I mean? I don't think either one of them
has he come out and like given a statement like what's going on with his hair? Is that like some monk shit or
just his hairdo? The only statement that I've heard him give is people were like, "Oh, you shortened it," and he was like, "Yeah, motherfucker almost caught me in a guillotine. Couldn't get out." So that's why he like made it smaller just to get out of guillotines.
So is there a religious thing behind it, or like a spiritual, or just
hairdo?
He's like, yo, I look sick. Like he looks in the mirror and goes, dude, I look fucking awesome.
Yeah, thinks he looks awesome.
Yeah, but his whole get up.
That was the move, to have not cut my hair and then made a Jiri Glover bet with somebody. And today I could have Jiri hair.
Oh wow. That would be, for one episode, that would have been sick.
Oh my God, though. You know what would have been funny, too, is I would have bet Glover, and Glover was winning on the scorecards, was about to win, was 30 seconds away. So that's where we'll even end it. We'll talk fight IQ. You've done it, too.
Did you do any gambling on the past card?
Yeah, terribly. I did terrible. All the fights were it was an off night. But even, like, fight IQ. I fought when I was younger. Terrible fight IQ. I've seen you fight with terrible fight IQ. One of my favorite videos is, forget what fight it is, but like every time you go back to the corner and Henry's like, you do the spinning kick or something, and you go, yeah, and he goes, stop fucking, like he just is yelling at you every time you come back to the corner. You know?
No, it was Keith against Grice.
No, it was Henry. It's one of my, I gotta watch what fight it is. I think it's Elkins.
Maybe.
Every time you come back to the corner.
It took me down, maybe.
Henry's like, stop the fucking jumping shit. What are you doing? And then you say, like, he'll ask you a question, like a rhetorical question, and you answer it. You know, like every time. Like, what are you doing in there? And you'll answer the question. Then he'll be like, stop.
That was probably one of my worst fought fights, right? Against Elkins.
Yeah, just you had an off night. You know what I mean? But so Valentina was low fight IQ on Saturday, but then picked it up the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, was like, and then even at one moment I was texting with my one friend, Space Monkey, and I was like, if Valentina does lose tonight, she deserves to lose. Because she was fighting with the lowest fight IQ I've ever seen from her. You know what I mean?
She tied Ronda Rousey for the most female title defenses?
Yeah, but like that fight, and I saw people complaining about the scorecards and shit, that fight wasn't close. That fight was, if you're scoring damage, it was all Valentina. You know, the other girl barely did anything. She landed like one elbow in the first round.
And she almost choked her?
What's almost choked her?
She had the chin, right?
Was never under her chin.
Never under it, but
never under her chin. At one point, maybe one point, had this across her chin, across her face, but Valentina was fighting it. And then it was Valentina damage versus Valentina throwing a combination, clinching with her, getting taken down, and then getting fucked up. And then she did this in the first round. In the second round, I was like, damn, what the fuck's she doing tonight? And then Glover, in the 5th round of the Jiri fight, he knocked Jiri out. He had Jiri jelly-legged, dancing around the cage for like 2 minutes. And he kept trying to take him down with double legs, and Jiri was defending. He would rock him and then drop and change levels and try for a double leg that Jiri would clear his head and defend. And then he even... The grappling exchange that ended the fight, Glover engaged that. Glover rocked him with a punch and then made that grappling exchange happen.
Yeah, but it's tough, right? I mean,
it's
high level jiu-jitsu. Like, this guy's got a chance to clip me. I know I'm a little older now.
Yeah. Well, no,
you know,
it was what was winning him the fight. If anything, kudos.
Right, so just stick to what's winning, you know.
Kudos to Jiri for pulling that out, but it was like Glover at the same time. Like if you watched it, it was you'd agree he had Jiri. He landed the best punch of the fight. Big right hand, and had Jiri out on his feet, and then he tried to take him down, or even took him down. But great night of fights.
Well, maybe it was like, yo, easy takedown. This guy can't stand.
Oh, for
I'll
sure.
lay on him.
No, I told you. I think he might have got one double leg. The only takedowns Glover was getting was when he single legged and skied it.
Yeah.
Everything else, Jiri defended.
Takedown.
Oh, it's a great takedown. It's great. It's used to be one of my money takedowns. One of the only things I could hit. But
I got sniped.
No, I don't think. If I ever took you down, I took you down with where you held.
Someone was behind me. Well, I was jumping gate.
Yeah, something like that. I was just gonna say, yeah. If you had a guillotine and I want to scramble off of a guillotine.
It was 2 weeks ago, right? That Felice Herrig retired too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was on a little bit of a skid, right?
On a skid, and it hasn't fought in a couple years. And then even I heard
that fight she got worked, right?
You shoot that shot, or who would be the friend that could get us Felice Herrig? Is she friends with Jessica Penne or something?
I think so.
Because I heard, what's her name?
Carla.
I heard what's her name makes a lot of money on fucking feet pics.
Man. But how long does that last? I mean, I think people are probably buying it, right? Because she is this. And think about how many celebrities are like, yo, I would.
Hold on. Feet pics. And I build my feet pic audience. Boom. I let a titty out. And I build my titty audience. Boom. I show my pussy. My vag. Boom. You know? Quick 13-second clip of me fucking my boyfriend. Honey, I don't want to do it. Do you want to look at, and then she shows you the thing.
Yeah, but once that is done, then that's it. Right?
That's something I was talking about too.
But again, the only reason why people want to see this potentially is because she's this fighter. Now she's not the fighter anymore, right? Or you're saying she can still, it's like me doing some shit like, yo, you're still aware of that.
Yeah, could still. What do you mean? There's girls who are just attractive. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Felice Herrig's not the worst looking chick.
Okay.
And what if she has glamorous feet? What if in the background of her feet pic there's a vagina? You know, you get one of those type of shots. She can make some money there.
You're gonna send her ideas?
Oh, and then even just another stupid thought. We'll wrap on this. I had one theory, and now I told my little cousin Georgie, I was like, do you know what your homework assignment is? You're gonna look up women with breast implants. So, I'm fighting in the UFC. I got my tits done. What is their record post-boob job?
Ooh.
Yeah. So, Ramona Pascal, I think is her name. She fought on the undercard of UFC 275. She was the second fight. Just got a boob job.
Mexican chick, right?
Yeah, just got a boob job. Chick? Yeah. But we were like, oh man.
She ended that. She smoked that, or she
knocked the girl
out that Asian chick.
Knocked the girl out cold. Yeah, fucking blasted her. But that's what had me going with the conversation. And then I saw that video I think I sent to you of Joanna walking and saying, "I'm the best. I am the best." And I was like, oh no,
Well, since her boob job, right?
Well, then the conversation started going in my head, and then I looked up that. She's now 1-2. So she got it right after the, what's her name fight? After the Michelle Watterson fight. Well, she beat Michelle Watterson with them. So she has a win, and she has the 2 losses to Weili. But which
doesn't help right?
It's a start. It's a start.
Okay.
It's a start for it. I'd almost want to,
Who else we got?
I got to just look at my numbers. We'd have Jessica Rose Clark to look at her, and I'd have to go pre-surgery versus post-surgery. We have Ashley
Smith, right?
Ashley Evans Smith. We got this Ramona Pascal, who's now going to be part of the mathematical equation going forward. We have Kat Zingano, who had no boob, and now she's post-boob. So we have actually a 3-piece of record that...
She got him taken out?
She got him taken out, yeah. And there's more. They're skipping my name right now, but you've seen them.
There's that. She's not in the UFC anymore. She did the bare knuckle boxing.
Pearl Gonzalez.
Yep.
I mean, we might have it before, but her before wasn't in the UFC. So if we just go, she had boob job and she was in the UFC, that kind of skews the data a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
But yeah, just something that my stupidity.
You're just going to go to the roster and be like,
yeah.
Whoa! Okay.
Almost like it'll be the type of thing where did Paige ever have him in the UFC? Because I don't think she had a good record.
Does she have them now?
Yeah, Paige? Van Zandt?
I don't know. Yeah, you'll have to get it.
She got some big...
Misha Tate, always had them now.
Who?
Misha Tate?
No, Misha Tate might have got them taken out, too. Yeah. And no, she didn't have him in Strikeforce. She has pre-record, and if we're going to count Strikeforce, I can give her a pre and post.
It's Zuffa.
That's what I'm saying. But let me let you get out of here because I'm going to have to edit this episode, but it was good seeing you.
Likewise.
We got some good stuff.
Yeah, let me know how the audio is.
Yeah.
The audio things.
All right, it was good seeing you.
All right, well, see you later.